Good morning, everybody. This is Laura from McNeely Garden Studios coming to you Tuesday at 10 for our little live. And we're going to do some interesting things, an interesting thing today. But I wanted to tell you guys about a trip that I just got back from. A business trip that I just got back from. I took the course called Create. Each of the letters in Create stand for something, stand for an element in your life. They stand for a habit in your life. It's a really good way to base your mindset. And I learned all those things from Jamie Norvell at Creations at Studios 39. And where I just got back from was sort of the reward for taking the course. And more importantly than fun, although fun is probably my number one priority, but more than the fun is the connections. And being able to talk to other women about how the elements of the course have been put in place in our life, how we have enjoyed it, how we have benefited from it, how our families have seen a difference, and how we've been able to share those habits and just ways of thinking with them. And it's benefited their life as well. So, that all being said, I want to just show you some of the things that I got. Hold on. Like I said, it's not about the things, but sometimes it's the sentiment or the importance or the reasoning behind the thing. And that helps you remember how special a moment it was. So one of the things that she's had this several years, 3 years, and the theme was precious and profitable because it's for creative business owners. And so, of course, we want to be profitable, but if you don't have the right heart, if you don't take time to enjoy the precious moments and the things that make the reason that you're earning, then you miss the whole point. So the retreat was it really connected a lot of dots. And I got to reconnect with some old friends that have become some of my most precious friendships. And I got to meet some new people that I can see are going to be in my life. Very important. We made some collaborations between us. We had a lot of laughter. We did some silly shenanigans, but we also did some very serious stuff. And that was important. So, precious and profitable. We talked about that. We did a few projects, like creative projects, and I'm only going to share 2 of them with you. We did a couple more, but I think we should keep some surprise element going on too. I mean, you're going to have so much fun when you go to this. You have to take the course and then you'll get to go. But this is one of the things, because we're creative business owners, it's one of the things that we can help bring back to our audience, our customers, our clients, our friends, whatever you want to call them. And this was a really good idea, I thought. It's a journal with blank pages, because sometimes when you make your own journal, you make your own substrate, you make your own paint, that somehow you're just more invested in it. It's more part of you. And so this was one of the projects that we did, and we did a mixed media. So I see this thing blinking on the side. I wonder if you can hear me. It's blinking that there's no sound. hope you can hear me. So anyway, this is a mixed media journal, and this is how mine turned out. Everyone's was so different. It was just incredible. I'm going to take this down and see if I can reset it so that that sound thing is not blinking. How about that? I think I did it. So sorry for that hiccup. So we made this beautiful journal, and every day we got to choose off the top. You couldn't go through and pick them. Choose off the top of the deck a card. And so my very first day is the card that ended up in my journal, and it said, "Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations." And I just felt like that was so apropos, right? So appropriate. Some of the other cards, since we're talking about that, each one was appropriate for me and my mindset, my mood, I had traveled a long way. I was leaving a caregiving situation that I was exhausted from. I had lots of emotions, good and bad, maybe. So it was sorting through all that, and having those special friends there that I had made because I have gone through this whole experience was so important. So I'll read these to you. This one says, "Let the fire inside of you burn brighter than the fire around you." Let's think about that for a minute. So often there's so much chaos around you, and it's so tempting to get involved. But sometimes you just need to be the fire in the storm. You need to be the place to go. This one says, "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself." That's very true. Very true, especially in a creative business. And the comeback is always stronger than the setback. And when you are having a setback and you think, "That's it, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm not doing this anymore," you realize that you really have come up against a glass wall. And you know that when you bounce off, you're going to get up, and your comeback's going to be even better, even stronger. Another project that we did, one of the ones I'm going to share with you, because it was such a touchstone. It was something so important. We all made substrates, which means we made a large piece of paper that we did whatever we wanted to. We drew on it with marker, we glued on it, we did whatever. And everybody's was so different. We cut them into inspirational cards, and we laid them out, and everyone got to choose. I mean, just look how different all of these are, because it just goes to show how different people are. These are called artist trading cards, and it's a little masterpiece of yourself that you give to your friend or whoever. And so they've got our names on the back, our business names on the back, the date. Look at all these little dots. They're just all so different. This one, we put everybody's name on it, and so if you could choose one with your own name on it, that was fun. This is one that I made. I ended up with a scrap. So that was super fun. Now I have a business card, but I also have a little piece of my friends. Hello, Tony. Hello, Loretta. I'm kind of going through some of the things that we did on the retreat. And the point I want to share is not so much the stuff that we got, but the connections that we made. This is a super special tradition that she does, that Jamie does. There's an envelope on the table when we get there, and it is accompanied by pens and something to write on. During the course of the retreat, as you meet someone, as you make a connection, as you get a precious moment, as these things are unfolding, not only do you want to remember it by writing it down, but then you write this note to this person, and it becomes a special touch point, something that you can take home, something that reminds you, something that's able to really spiral you into the future, especially on those low days. Hello, Terry. So, there were also, we got lots of things. A lot of, my friend Cheryl brought bookmarks. I had everybody make these fun little pens. The pen that we wrote everything for our precious thing from Jamie was with this. This is really cool. This is a glittered and resin paintbrush that was part of an experience that we had. Jamie always makes everything so extra special. There's gold letters. There was a reason to meditate, conjure up visions before we got started creating with one project, and something that brought it all together. And I cannot share it with you because it's an experience. I can't even tell you what it was like. But we wrote, if you can see, if I can get it open, you can see there's little holes in here. And there's questions, there's a whole story there, and we filled out some of our appropriate information, like our name and things like that, and it was so special, so special. And can't forget my cup. But finally I'm going to read this to you and then I'm going to show it to you. Hello, Shannon. Shannon, you'll have to go back and listen to how cool and special the retreat was that we just got back. But this says, she is more precious than rubies. And it's referring to Proverbs 3:15. And I'm going to try to show it to you. It's got this beautiful little bauble, this rose here, and some other little things on the sides. Oh, this one's stuck up here. That's supposed to be out at the bottom. And I had it on today, but we're going to be using acrylic today. And I've gotten so used to using watercolor that I don't tend to wear my apron. I had it on, and I put the apron on, and you couldn't see it. So I just wanted to show it to you that way. But that's not all. As if that's not all. We had a wonderful time. If you're interested in getting involved with the Create course and maybe being able to go and make some of these friendships and connections, I certainly can help you out with that. But the reason we're doing this today is we're going to go back to my jelly plate, which you know is not something that I'm an expert at. I'm learning just like you. But the reason that I decided to do it today in conjunction with the retreat stuff is no matter where you are, you can find art supplies. I had already collected a couple things that I wanted to use when I got home on my jelly plate. One was just a container, a rectangular container. One of them is, I'm not sure how this is going to work because the bottom's kind of real soft, but this is, you know, a candy dish, and I feel like it will make a cool impression. Cheryl's little mascot, my friend Cheryl, is a butterfly, and she brought me a butterfly with the bookmark, and I thought, I'm going to use that on my jelly plate. So that's 3 things I got. But this is probably the most interesting. I had my eye on this, but Jamie encouraged me. She said, "Ooh, you should use this." And I was like, I didn't really want to haul it, but I'm glad I did. I think it's going to be cool. This was the bottom of a serving tray that we got sandwiches on. So look at that cool design. So we're going to use it on my jelly plate today and see what happens. So, and that's one of the things too, that when you get together a bunch of like-minded people, like-minded women, and you start having food and laughter and connections and creativity, it becomes very strong. It becomes a very strong bond. And I'm so glad that I did it. So I was going to use my kind of signature blues, but I thought everything at the retreat was pink. So we're going to use these kind of colors today on our jelly plate. So I've got some paper off on the side. Because not only do you need a piece of paper to print on, but you need a piece of paper to offload on. So I've got everything kind of laid out. And I'm going to lift you up and pull you over here. Oh, Proverbs woman. Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to get up and lift you up where you can see. It's not very graceful, but it works. All right. So this is an experimental thing. I'm not so great at this, so we'll just find out. But I think we're going to maybe, is that better? Can you see better? All right, so one thing I have learned about jelly plate is you do not need very much paint. I mean, I do have paper to offload it, and you tend to go in one direction, so you can get kind of a thin layer on here. Now that might not actually be enough. It's a little technique sensitive. There we go. But just like anything, I have my things that I'm good at, and I have my things I'm trying to learn. And I figured this is something we can just learn together. All right. Oops. So I've got my paint on here. It's starting to try to lift up a little, so it's going to have some interesting texture. And we're going to put this lunch tray right on there. And the thing about jelly plate that I've noticed, when you watch other people do it, there's a drying time in between. And the power of video, we just, that's interesting. They just fast forward it over things, and I don't see a design in there very much. I do see some. All right, I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. I see it over here, like I think I needed some thicker paint. And use some orange. A little thicker this time. All right, look at that, I have a piece of hair all rolled up in it. Okay. That pink and orange is pretty together. You guys, I feel like I snuck up on you. I didn't make a post last night what I was going to be doing, even though I knew. And then I forgot to schedule the, don't forget I'll be here Tuesday at 10. So I feel like I kind of snuck up. Let's do this one again. I think I'm just going to have to let it dry a little bit. But those of you who know me and follow me know that there's a lot of things going on in my life right now. They're short-lived, but they're definitely there. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so beautiful. Even this is beautiful. Look at that. It's like bamboo or something. All right. So I'm gonna put this down. And you know, hit it with a cool hair dryer, right? That's another thing we do when we spend time together as in real life, not just online, is everybody brought stuff. Everybody brought their stash, their favorite paints, their favorite markers. Debbie with the Painting Junkie brought her burner she burns hats, and we all did a purse. But I was able to see in person what she uses and how it feels, and I got to hear her how to use it. Everybody brought something to the table. It was just so amazing. Oh, you guys, this is going to be pretty. So you can pull paper up from a Gelli plate, or you can kind of look at it and you can pull the Gelli plate off of the page, which sometimes I think I like better. Oh, got a little oopsie there. Look. It also picked up some dots from the last time that I didn't clean it really well. Isn't it amazing? That is just amazing. I'll take a photo of it and post it for you guys. But let me bring you back over here. So my point was, when you go off places, don't be ashamed to bring home trash, okay? Look how beautiful you can make things. Isn't that amazing? And see, we can just keep on adding to that, adding colors and textures and whatever. So, but anyway, I want to tell you thank you so much for always coming and seeing me. I appreciate it very much. I'm probably going to be filming all day today because I got some things that I'm looking forward to. I want to be ready. I don't want to leave you out in the cold just because, you know, my daughter's having a baby. So I want to make sure that I've got some things ready for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming and supporting me, and I hope that I will see you again next Tuesday at 10. Thanks.